Hi YouTube, it's Luna Moody. I just wanted to make a video and share my success. It is day 95 and I have not gambled or used any chemicals. And yesterday at GA, I got to lead a GA meeting, which I don't know why that was so exciting. Probably because, I don't know. But it just felt like, okay, I'm at this point. And a lot of people at or around 90 days seem to struggle. And, that would have been me, but last Sunday I got baptized with my brother, which was such a special thing to have happen. And I just decided to put Christ first in my life. And I always believed in God. And I just sometimes thought he left me. I thought, oh my gosh, I am way too much for him. My sins I've done or whatnot are too much. And I'm reminded that there's no such thing. So, going to treatment got me sober. But God and having faith kept me sober. So that feels really, really good. And I've had quite the challenges through this journey. My car, 2 weeks ago, I hit a pothole like halfway up to my knee. And I blew my tire. And my son was like, it's funny because before that we were just driving into this parking lot and there was a man with 2 small children who had a sign saying, homeless, please help. So I stopped my car and I took out $1 or $2, whatever it was, and I told my 12-year-old to go give this to this family. And he did. I went to the store and I got out and boom, my tire blows on my new car. And I thought, and my son goes, great karma, Mom. I'm like, what? What do you mean great karma? And he's like, well, we do something good and then look what happens. And it was a perfect moment for me to tell Jackson that we don't do good things to get good things back. We just do good things because we're good people and we have kind hearts. And then he's like, well, why does that happen? And all of a sudden I started laughing, like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, Jackson, we're hungry, right? We were going to go get something to eat. How about there's a Pizza Hut right here while we're waiting for the tow truck? How about we have a picnic on the car? And he didn't think this was funny at all. And he was kind of scratching his head like, why is she being this way? And I don't know. So we ordered pizza and the tow truck came and I was still laughing and we're eating pizza and a tow truck and I'm like, God's got our back. And the thing about this is if I had been gambling, I wouldn't have been laughing. If I was using chemicals, I wouldn't be laughing. And, it's these teachable moments right now that I wish I could have taught my kids before. I haven't really gone into details about my ex-husband, but it's not very easy, let's say, to be nice. It seems like he kind of wants to see me fail. My dad has control of my money, and he needs to pay a different account, and he refuses, which would make me have to check my account each month, each day, and see if he had paid, and then hope that I hand over that money to my father. But again, my biggest struggle right now is that situation and his inability to communicate because he has me blocked. Won't communicate. I probably have over 25 messages saying, don't talk to me, call me, text me, email me, come to my house. Like, okay, well, this is good co-parenting. Okay, well, especially since we have joint custody. And so it's just kind of like that control game still. Except here's how I'm dealing with it different. Before, if he would do anything, it was just an excuse for me to not deal with life and go to the casino. Or do whatever. So I got home. I went right after work last week, and I went to go surprise my son who was working, but he wasn't there. And just did some errands, and I got home about 10 at night because his dad picks him up at 8 in the morning. And he was there, kind of sitting in the dark. I'm like, what are you doing? And I probably should have said, what are you doing? Because I don't ever want him for 1 second to think that I don't want him here, home. And he's like, my dad didn't pick me up. And I'm like, my first instinct, because I have a kind heart, wasn't, oh gosh, yes, something happened. It was, oh my gosh, that's really abnormal. We should call and see, is he okay? I mean, it's 10 o'clock at night. And so I called I used my son's phone, my other son's phone, to call him to make sure he's okay. And he answered the phone. And I'm like, he's like, hello, this is blank. And I'm like, hello, blank. This is Angie. Are you picking Jackson up? And he immediately hung up on me. And I went into my room, and my older son saw this, and he was just like, oh. And, like, it was shocking. Like, I didn't say anything. He just hung up. Like, I can't imagine doing any of this. Sober, not sober, whatever. But again, these are the times where it's like that, it gives me that trigger to go not think about this and not feel and just gamble. And that's where my gambling really took a nosedive, if you want to call it, is during my tumultuous divorce. Because I didn't want to deal with it. I wanted to go somewhere where I didn't have to think, I didn't have to feel, I could just, like, whatever. And when I won, it wasn't like, oh, you can go home and pay bills. It was like, oh, that much more time to not think. That's not normal. But what I want to tell you is that's what I used to do. But what do I do now? Well, I went in my room and I kind of just breathed for a minute. And I called a friend, and I went downstairs, and both boys were downstairs, and I'm like, hey guys, can we do something really quick? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, we're gonna say the Serenity Prayer. And after I said that, we sat down, and I asked each boy, I'm like, do you have control over me? Do you have control over your dad? Do you have control over this? No. So why am I getting so upset because I can't control whatever games or whatever the heck is going on? I don't really know. And quite frankly, the best part about this whole thing is that I kind of don't really care. And I realized that my focus has always been on him when it should have been on my son. How is this affecting him? What can I do to make him feel better about this? Well, Jackson, you probably haven't ate yet, right? Let's go to the grocery store and let's go get you something to eat. And we ended up doing that, and we went to my mom's and we slept. And, you know, it's those simple things that I'm learning to do that's just like, never could I ever imagine being able to do that in such a calm manner. And I don't know. It's just, it's remarkable. And then this week, I was driving in the Taco Bell drive-thru, and all of a sudden, my car just wouldn't go in to drive. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. It was in neutral, and I couldn't move. I'm in the drive-thru. I'm just making it up to the thing. There's cars behind me. Again, this is the time where I would have been like, oh, screw it. I'm taking an Uber to the casino. But instead of doing that, someone pushed me out of the way so I wasn't holding up Taco Bell, and I just prayed. And I got a ride to work the next day, and my dad came and got me a ride home, and I just prayed that whatever God's will for my car, maybe in my mind, maybe I'm not supposed to be driving this car. Maybe this is going to be a shitty winter car. So maybe God's saying, okay, let's trade this down again. And I just prayed. And one of my patients at work, it's funny, one of my patients was telling me something about, you probably have a vented cap problem. I'm like, huh, okay, I don't know what that is. Said something about a bladder. So I wrote it down on an alcohol swab thing. And I'm showing it to my dad when I get in the car. I'm like, look, this is what's wrong. I need a vented cap and the bladder's stuck. And my dad's like, kind of looking at me like, okay, I think you're talking about your job with patients medically, not car or vehicle wise, but so I get to his house and I'm like, just try it, just take the transmission cap off, whatever, because my car was smoking and it stunk like horribly. It was super hot. And of course everyone's saying, oh, do you have a warranty? No. Do you have this? No. I know. I bought this car without thinking, not in my sober mind. I bought this car. I just thought I looked happy in this yellow car, and the day I bought it, put eyelashes on it. So anyways, you know, I wish if I could, when that happened, and my car has not had problems since then, just got to think, like, God knows what's going on. I just got to let go of control, realize he's in the co-pilot, and life is so much better. And when it's not, when these little bumps happen, you know what? I can get through them. I couldn't get through them when I was not in my right frame of mind, and now I can. And I think back, like, it's been 95 days. I think, oh my gosh, all the changes, I can't imagine what 94 more days are going to be like, or 95, or 30. But I'm living one day at a time. But it's just kind of exciting to look and think. Tonight I am going to my cousin's bachelorette party, even though I don't drink. And I was kind of nervous about it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's hot. I was kind of nervous about it, and I was like, well, it's not my cousin's fault that I'm not using any chemicals. And am I an alcoholic? I don't really believe so. I've never really had a problem with drinking. Maybe during my marriage I probably drank the most, but I don't want to have a problem. And, you know, with me it'd be kind of trading addictions. I see that happening. So I just decided not to drink. And I go to meetings because I don't want to become an alcoholic, even though chemicals are chemicals. And, you know, I've put other things in my body, and thank God, I don't need any of those to cope. So this video is just supposed to be like a little bit of inspiration. If you would have seen me, well, I think you did. If you watch my other videos, you have seen what I was like before and how desperate I was for help. And I think, you know, I see these people that go through treatment after treatment after treatment, and they don't get it. And I kind of think, well, I want to be like that. Like, not really, but, you know, maybe a slip up, like, just let me win big. And then I'm like, nope, maybe I am. Maybe because I wanted it and I put myself in that treatment place for gambling to get help, maybe it's working. So I hope that if there's anyone struggling out there today, that my message is a message of hope, that life gets better. And not just gets better because you're not gambling or using, but gets better because every part of my life, every part, has gotten better. Like my relationship with my boys. So I just hope that that everyone else can have that joy today. And it's super hot, and I gotta roll my windows down, so I'm gonna make this quick. Have a happy Saturday. Thank you. Bye-bye.